Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Hey, good morning. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON, AM, and FM. My name is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us Monday morning. It's November 27th. And with me at the Coffee Ann table, please say good morning to Romeo Berthium. Hi, Romeo. Good morning, Joe. We can't hear Romeo. Let's,
What are we doing?
There we go. We'll turn that works
is this
a little
better?
better.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why that is the way it is, but okay.
Well, it does happen.
We'll worry about it later.
It's going to turn out to be a beautiful high school.
Beautiful high school?
High school. I'm looking at my grandsons.
Yeah.
Beautiful day
In Massachusetts.
We're a
their
beautiful
Super-
high school.
their
We're talking
Super-
about
their Super
King.
Bowls are coming up, right?
We're talking about King Philip,
Yeah.
and they went all the way this year, almost all the way. They're playing Thursday night at Gillette in the Super Bowl, and hopefully, before this program is over, I'll have the exact name of the team they're playing.
Well, hopefully some of the scouts for the Patriots will be watching, and
I hope
maybe
so.
they can be signed and play.
Wouldn't that be great? They could show them how to play. Good morning.
Melissa Murray has joined us as well. Good morning to you, Melissa.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Oh, very good. Well, as we all know by now, even Melissa, that the Patriots lost yesterday.
Yeah.
10-7 was the final score.
Yeah.
And how about this? The Patriots defense has only given up 10 points in the last 2 weeks. We should be winning games if the defense only allows 10 points. On paper.
Well, there's a big difference between should and would.
Wouldn't, yeah. And like that.
That was a painful last 5 seconds. A great strategy on the part of the coach to set it up that way, deliberately run the clock, and then go to the hopefully
for the place kicker.
And go for the
It was okay. I mean, it's not great. But,
okay is a good word for this morning.
But you should, if you're going to hit it from 35 yards, you should be able to hit it from 35 yards. It's just the way it is if you're in the NFL. Could we do it? No. But we're not 25 and in the prime of our lives. So
I might be in the prime of my life.
Could you kick a football?
No, I couldn't.
It is funny because
I couldn't.
I have been to Gillette Stadium, and at halftime, they used to do this. They would bring people out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, you think it's so easy? You kick a field goal from like 20 yards. Let's see if you can do it.
Did they ever pick you?
No, they never picked me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the 60,000 people there, the odds of being picked are pretty slim. And I saw two people give it a good attempt, but they fell short. And then there was one guy, slightly older, and he's out there in like shoes that had no tread on the bottom. I'm like, he's going to fall. And he did. He planted his foot with no traction, shoop, and landed on his back. I said, hey, this thing's a lot tougher than you think it is.
Right.
All right. But anyway, getting back to the game yesterday, I think I said to my wife, Romeo, I said, you know what? I think they went to Mac Jones and said, okay, look, we're starting you, and you have the first half to impress us and do something. If you don't, you're coming out. You got 2 quarters. Go.
You think that's what happened?
I really do.
Yeah.
Where Belichick pulled him into his office. All right, you're starting, but you've got to do something in the first 2 quarters.
You don't.
And if you don't, we're taking you out.
Yeah.
And he did nothing and threw 2 interceptions.
I haven't been following the stats as closely as you have, perhaps. But how many times has he been pulled out of a game this year?
Well, it's at least 2, if not more. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it might be 3.
That I haven't been following. So
Yeah.
and I don't know if you've noticed this, Romeo.
Yeah.
As they move downfield, slowly, but when they get closer to the end zone, he gets worse.
Yep.
Do you notice that? And I don't know if it's nerves or what. But as they get in, like closer to the 30-yard line and then the 25-yard line, he makes more mistakes.
Well, talking about mistakes, the guy who didn't get the field goal.
Yes.
What are the percentage-wise? How when they kick a field goal, what would you say is the success rate?
Well, they usually back it up depending on where they are. If you're at the 20-yard line, it's much higher.
Yeah.
And as you back up, it gets less and less. But I think they threw the stats up, and he was around 50% from there. and he should have hit it.
Yeah.
But he's human. He's not perfect, and they even showed it on TV. Well, maybe the snap was high. Nope. Maybe the holder didn't do it right. Nope, he did it right too. So everything's right. It was all on the kicker, and he just pulled it.
Yeah.
And it's just it happens. It's tough to be perfect. I get it, but that was the time not to miss.
You got that right. A lot of talk about pressure.
It is pressure.
Maybe
but
that's
hey,
what it was.
you want to play in the NFL, you can have pressure.
Yeah.
That's the way this game is.
Ooh.
Now, how about the the Giants were no spectacular team yesterday.
No, they're not the best team in the NFL.
They look our defense looked really good against them.
That would have been the
But
team to beat.
It would have been the team
Yeah.
to beat.
Yeah.
But how about the non-call by the referee? We had the Patriots had a rookie playing yesterday. Can I
They did?
remember his name? No.
No.
Rookie running back, wide receiver.
Wide
Is
receiver.
it Roger? Anyway, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he was I think he was taking a punt, and he made a move, and the player for the Giants clotheslined him. You know what a clothesline is, Melissa? Okay.
Do.
I'm like, where's the flag? I mean, it is so blatant. And then the guy did the clothesline, as the Patriots was taken out of the game. He was injured, never came back. He's celebrating the clothesline he just did to him. Well, how about penalty on the clothesline? That should at least be 15 yards, and then now celebrating. That's another 15 yards. That should have been our ball and 30 yards.
30, yeah.
And nothing.
So
And the national broadcasters didn't even bring it up, which bugged me to no end.
yeah. So what you're saying is a lot of the officiating.
Well, that was that
in
one
that
call.
particular
It was
call.
just that one call. If I look at the whole game,
Yeah.
the officiating was fine.
Yeah.
But that was so blatantly wrong.
Would it have made a difference?
Well, we'd have because we would have gotten the ball. He fumbled the ball, and the Giants recovered. I don't think they got any points out of it.
And
would it have made a difference? I'm not sure.
And one final question about this game: had the field goal been successful, it would have gone into overtime.
Yeah.
What do you think our chances would have been then?
Well, 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we get
Yeah.
down far enough to kick another field goal and win the game. But who knows? Now, I'm hearing people saying, "Well, Bailey Zappi, he's just as bad as Mac Jones." I'm like, to me, and in my opinion, he looked a little better. One of the broadcasters even said that one of our guys dropped the ball. Why? Because Zappi throws the ball with a little more authority, and the ball came at him too fast. He's used to Mac Jones lofting the ball to everybody. Here comes a line drive. It bounced off my fingers. I couldn't handle it. And I agree with this. People are saying, okay, Belichick should take Zappi, announce on tomorrow or today. He's the starting quarterback this coming Sunday against the Chargers, and he takes all the first round reps. And then if he has a full week of practice, knowing he's the starting quarterback, and then we can criticize him after a whole week of practice is number one, and then the game. So we'll see how it goes. But now, will they do that? I don't know, because I'm not there. They never asked me my opinion on what they should do,
Why
so
not? How come?
I don't know. So we'll just see how it goes. But I stand by my decision. I said it last week that the Patriots should cut Mac Jones, just get rid of this guy, and be done with him.
Yeah,
Only because it's 2.5 years, and he's not getting any better. And I'm not going to be one of those guys. Oh, he should be the next Tom Brady. No,
No.
but I expect you to get better over time, and he's not. And that bothers
So
me
your
a lot.
admiration for Mac Jones continues to seep through
Slide.
your comments.
It keeps sliding down. I watched it another day, and this is why he's intercepted, because the defense could figure it out too. This is the difference between him and Tom. Tom would drop back to pass. He'd look to his left, that guy's covered. And then he just keeps scanning, okay, who else is open? And Mac doesn't do this. This is where he's not learning. Okay, the play is to throw to the guy to the left. All he's doing is looking to the guy to the left, look, waiting for him to be open, and then he throws the ball. Of course, the defense is looking at him, knowing he's going to do this, and they just step in front of the ball and get an interception.
Yeah.
Now, if Mac was just going to hand the ball off every play, like some high school teams do, everything would be fine. But once he throws it, all bets are off.
Well,
Anyway, they're 2-9 on this fine season.
2-9.
2-9. I don't know how we won 2 games. It's a miracle. And they move on. And we play the LA Chargers. They set another winnable game for the Patriots because they're not that great either. They have a pretty good quarterback, but their defense is garbage, and we should be able to beat them.
We'll see.
Well, and we'll see. And I hope it's Zappe that's the starting quarterback, and just stick with him throughout the game.
Yeah.
Or will they go out and try to find somebody? I don't know who they're going to find.
What about that third string quarterback?
They cut him,
Okay.
or they released him.
Yeah,
That's what they say in football.
I
They
didn't-
released him on Thursday
I didn't
or
get
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they only had 2.
Okay.
And well, I mean, a third guy could step in if necessary, like the punter or something like that. But they released him, so he's not available. I don't know about Malik Washington. There was
Why?
another guy. Oh, I don't know. That they never tell you why. He's been released. Okay, done with.
Belichick decision, you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That all falls on him as well. Did you watch any of the after
I did not.
game press conference? Those can be funny. And Mac Jones came out to answer questions, which I was surprised at.
Yeah.
And they asked him, "Are you surprised you were taken out?" And he's like, "No. When you play lousy, you shouldn't play." And I was playing lousy.
Yeah.
So wow. Well, there's some good honesty right there. When you're playing lousy, you shouldn't play.
Ownership.
Yes.
I was too busy crying in my beer.
Now you hear a lot of this. I don't agree with this. Oh well, they're losing on purpose.
No.
And I just do not agree with that.
No.
I played too many sports games myself. You never go out there to lose. Never. And people say, "Oh yeah, they're definitely doing that." No, they are going out and trying to win every game. You don't go out to lose. If we lose, we get the better draft pick. And true, that is what happens. But there's never any guarantee that the draft pick is going to be the savior you think it's going to be. Ryan Leaf is a great example.
Yeah.
Quarterback, he went out to San Diego and was garbage. And he almost came to the Patriots. But anyway.
Almost.
So there we go.
Could have. Should
Have. That's right.
Yeah.
So look for that guy, by the way, that threw the clothesline to get fined.
Okay.
By the NFL because the Patriots were very upset that there was no flag. He should get fined, and so they'll push it with the NFL for that. It's kind of like what happened in the Rangers Bruins hockey game, where a player for the Rangers took his stick and swung it like a baseball bat, hit Trent Frederick in the helmet. No penalty,
Nothing.
but he just got fined $5,000 by the NHL for doing that. The highest they can give out.
They take care of their own. I just got the answer we were looking for before
okay.
the segment ends. My son just texted me. They're playing Marshfield.
Oh, are they?
Marshfield,
Okay, Marshfield High.
Yeah.
Okay. Thursday, 5:30
Thursday,
at
5:30
Gillette Stadium.
at Gillette Stadium, and maybe they'll show them how to play. Maybe those players,
Maybe they will.
those NFL players will be watching.
Now, how many other high school games we
I think
played
there's
that day?
8 there's 4 each night. Might be 4 each night, 3 nights, 12.
Yeah.
12 games. I mean, 12 teams.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's another successful year for them. Very successful.
Well,
and,
good for your grandson.
We
This
wish
is
them.
great.
Yeah, it was his senior year, so you had a great senior year.
Does he want to play football on the college level?
He does.
Where?
He's looking at colleges now. He's up. I know they're going up to Vermont next week. I think it's North. Is it Norwich Academy or?
Oh, I don't know.
He wants to go to a military school that has
he?
that
Has
has an
a football team.
ROTC program
Oh,
and a
okay.
football team, and a game too. Yeah.
Mass Maritime has that.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm going to tell him that.
Unless he doesn't want to be in a boat.
He's a good no. So we wish him well, and
All right.
we'll be there.
All right, cheering him on.
Okay.
So you said Thursday?
Thursday night, 5:30.
Not bad. Dress warm.
Yeah, I know.
Low around 32. It's
Well,
going to be a little chilly out
I
there.
was at Fenway Park on last Tuesday. It was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played their Thanksgiving game against Franklin there.
And they play at Fenway
beat
Park?
them at Fenway Park.
Wow, that's really cool.
They were invited before the season started.
Oh, okay, to
I
play
think-
there.
I think it's kind of they draw teams, and it was interesting.
All right, we had a note that was
Yeah.
called in that just said about the Patriots, 766-1240.
Yeah.
The Patriots, they stink. The kicker missed a chip shot against the Colts earlier in the season.
Yeah.
He did it again yesterday. Don't be surprised if he's released. Maybe, but you also got to look around to see who's available.
Yeah.
You can't just release people
Yeah.
and not be replaced.
Yeah.
Now, yes, the punter can always be the place kicker as well, but that's not their forte. That's not their skill level. So is there a kicker out there that's sitting at home doing nothing? Maybe. Now you got to try to find them and say, hey, come on in and kick a field goals for us. So we'll see how it goes there with the New England Patriots. All right, well, break time here on the Coffee and program. More
England Patriots.
More of the Coffee and program is coming up. You can call in comments or questions at 766-1240.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Hi, everyone. This is Bill Schneck with the Circle Laurier Club and past president of the Woonsocket Lions Club. On Friday, December 1st, the Circle Laurier will be hosting an all-you-can-eat beer and dynamite to benefit the 2023 Milk Fund Appeal. The price is $15 a person, and it runs from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Circle Laurier, located at 165 School Street here in Woonsocket. Joining me will be Katrina LaPierre. Katrina, tell us about this night's events, please.
Thanks, Bill. I'm excited for the Milk Fund kickoff. We have music by Woonsocket's finest DJ, Buddy D, to get us in the holiday spirit. Please join our Facebook group, Milk Fund, to see our raffles and silent auction items. New things are added daily. Let me tell you about a couple of auction items. We have a $250 K's gift certificate donated by Dave and Donna LaHoose, and we have lunch with the judge, Rhode Island's famous and America's favorite Judge Frank Caprio. Details are on our Facebook group page. We look forward to seeing you on December 1st.
Tickets will be available at both radio stations here in the city, as well as at Circle Laurier the night of the event, December 1st.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
We're local and live at 99.5.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Romeo Berthium. Last Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving, I was able to attend the show at the Stadium Theater. The band Ornament was there doing their Trans-Siberian Orchestra tribute, and we had the guys on the band, some of the members of the band here on the Coffee and program, and we talked about them. Maybe this would be the last year of them wrapping it up and not doing it anymore. And they said, well, what about just doing one show at the Stadium Theater? And they kind of, maybe we'll see. I don't know, because there's 11 members in the band, and once they stop doing stuff, they might just splinter off and go do other things. It may not be available. And so they mentioned it on stage. It looks like this might be the last show and that they do. Of course, I got a lot of awes. Oh, no, come back and all that.
Yeah.
Now they said they had a very quick huddle. They said, we want to do it again next year? Okay, we'll do it again next year. So look for them to come back on the Friday after Thanksgiving
all your
next
idea.
year. Well, I don't think it was my idea.
I thought they said that last year too, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
Apply it?
No.
They apply it? I thought they
No.
did. No? Only this year. Huh?
Only this year they
Yeah.
decided, okay,
Oh.
this is the last year we're going to travel around.
Okay.
Because they go to Delaware and they go to Pennsylvania and they go to upstate New York. And it's difficult. I mean, they're their own roadies. They have to take time out of their full-time jobs.
Okay.
A couple of times to drive to wherever they got to drive to.
How is the house? How is the crowd?
I would say there were about maybe 20 to 30 seats not sold.
Oh, that's great.
So
Glad to
the
hear.
Stadium Theater would want them back. It's literally a sellout.
Of course.
when these guys
Yep.
come, and we want
Yep.
you guys, so they're
Yep.
going to want them back, of course. So but a lot of things can happen in a year, and we'll
Absolutely.
see what happens when they put the
Yep.
actual schedule together
Yep.
for next winter. So we started the Milk Fund auction on Friday. It went very well.
Yes,
Romy,
it did.
you had one on Saturday.
Yeah,
How
we
did
had
that
our
go?
First of four, we did very well as well.
Yeah.
We, I think the final number was $334. That
Yeah.
included $35 in phone calls
Yeah.
from a local businessman who wanted to remain anonymous.
Unanimous on that?
So, unanimous, as they say. Yeah, so we did very well. For our first one, we did well.
Yeah, excellent.
And I think it'll continue to be successful.
All
It'll
right.
continue this afternoon at 4.
We have
right?
one at 4 o'clock this
I heard-
afternoon. We look forward to that as well.
I heard the first one. Who's the guest auctioneer today?
I don't have my schedule in front of me.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Oh no, I don't know
Okay.
either.
I don't know. It's me and Dave.
Yeah, you guys do a good job. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm not sure
I think
the
Melissa
guest
was
is.
a guest auctioneer.
I
on
was a
Friday
guest
as well.
auctioneer on
yeah.
Friday,
Oh,
kicking it
Lisa.
off with
And
Lisa.
yeah.
Yep, it was good. I got my sequin Santa hat as always, and it was always a fun time. I
And
love
Lisa
it.
joined you yesterday?
And,
Saturday, I should
Yes,
say?
she joins me every Saturday.
Every Saturday,
With her
okay.
daughter.
Great. With
Allie.
Allie? Okay,
And,
great.
They're a good team.
They are a good team. They work well together. They know each other pretty well.
Yes,
You know,
for about 18 years now.
Exactly, because she just turned 18 on Saturday.
Yep.
Her daughter, not Lisa. Lisa's only 27.
2. Yeah, that's right.
All right, whatever. She was a young when she had.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it worked out well. And 3 more of those on Saturday, and maybe 23 or 2 more on Mondays through Fridays.
Guest auctioneer for today, Glenn Boisvert from the Socket Teachers
I
Guild.
know who he is.
Oh
Sure.
yes, nice,
Excellent.
excellent.
So we
Yeah.
look forward to that.
I know there's a couple of tickets to the Polar Express up for
Up for
bid.
grabs? Wow.
And yeah, I think I'll be hearing about that soon. this
That'd be
week.
great because
Yeah.
they're sold out.
People are waiting to
Yeah.
bid on that.
Wow.
Couple of my
All
listeners
right.
says- I says no, that's not ours.
They've been they went on sale very early as
They
they always
did.
do, and they always sell out.
And,
so
yeah,
this is
and-
your chance to get your tickets.
And Dave was running out after the first auction.
Yeah, to be
get
down
back
there.
to
Mhm.
substitute for one of our
Bob
committee
Phillips.
members,
Yeah.
Bob Phillips. So it's
All
good.
right.
It all worked out. So thank you again. And let me make just another appeal for, we're looking for cash, not to put into the Milk Fund coffers, but to buy gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody out there would like to make a donation, make it out to the Milk Fund Incorporated. Send it here, and we'll use it. We already have a couple of checks, but we're looking for a few more because, as you know, Joe, those are the big sellers. The gift
They are.
cards.
They usually go for face value,
They
depending
usually
on
do.
what the amount
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But, and
So-
sometimes they go over face
Yep.
value.
And to make it even easier than that, if they just want to pick up gift cards and donate them to us, that would be great.
You can do that as well.
And it's very easy to do. Just drop them off here during business hours or give me a call at my personal cell phone at 401-651-4739. And I'll make sure we make arrangements to pick them up. So thank you again to all the people that are donating. Thank you to all the people that are bidding. Thank you to all the committee members. Thank you to all the guest auctioneers. Thank you to everybody. Okay. That kind of summarizes it.
It's a great organization.
Yeah.
And it's very uniquely Woonsocket. This is what I love about this charity because it's uniquely Woonsocket. And it's a safety net for those families who
Yes.
have fallen through the cracks,
Yeah.
right? They make a little too much to qualify
Yep.
for one thing and
Yep.
not enough to qualify for another. And
Exactly.
there's so many folks out there that are in that spot right now more than ever.
And so many people approach me and say, why do they have a milk fund? What do they need that for? In 1932, they didn't have, welfare. They didn't have government programs. It was during the Depression. And you just answered the question.
Yeah,
There
because
are certain
inflation-
guidelines that they have
yeah,
to follow. And
right.
Some of them are right below or and
Right above,
and-
maybe you
and they-
make,
yeah, exactly.
Yep. Like I remember when, for example, back
Yeah.
during the pandemic when I lost both of my jobs. I was a gig worker, and it was before they
Yeah.
were giving
Yeah.
unemployment to gig workers.
Yeah.
And with my Senate stipend, which I think then was like $16,000 a year.
That was your yearly income? That was it?
Right, because I lost both of my jobs for COVID.
Oh, my
It's
God.
like one of them depended on travel, and the
Yeah.
other one was frontward facing like
Yeah.
festivals.
So you
all
would've
that was
qua-
canceled.
You probably would have qualified for the milk fund.
I probably would have, and I tried to qualify for unemployment, and I
Yeah.
made $10 too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
a
Wow.
week.
Oh.
So if you think about that, a single
Ah.
person
Yeah.
living on $16,000 a year.
I can't see it.
Don't qualify for unemployment insurance even though you lost your jobs directly because of the pandemic. So
I know.
they changed the gig worker thing a little bit later, but then I was already employed, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it's just one example of how people can just fall through the cracks.
another
And
one would be
a lot of
quick-
holes in that safety
A
net.
lot
I
of
should
people out
say.
there are grandparents raising their grandkids.
Yes, that
And they
is a
don't-
huge
and,
one
and again,
too.
they don't qualify.
Right.
But that actually
Why is it
not gonna
because
help.
they're not the parents?
Well, it's because of
There's a lot of
income
work
guidelines.
requirements also.
Some of them have, relatively decent incomes, but not enough to, feed the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
once the kids come in to be raised, it creates a
Yeah.
difficulty in their budget. They apply, and because of certain, it depends. They could have been $10 too much, $10. Anyway,
Right.
there is a reason they have this.
Maybe they're on a
It's-
fixed income,
yeah.
and but their fixed income was
Yeah.
okay for them, but
Yeah.
now they've got their 2 grandkids, and it's not okay.
And it's
But
administered.
on paper, it looks, you are above the poverty line, which is ridiculously low.
Administered very,
right?
very professionally by the Community Care Alliance through Little General and Garelic Farms.
Yep,
And
yep.
it's, I think, over 300 families last year. That's a lot.
That's
A family could
wonderful.
be 4 people. That's 1,200.
Yeah.
Looking at stats. So, again, thank you, everybody, and let's hope that. And by the way, one more thing. Friday night, the Beer and Dynamite event
Yes.
at the Circle Lauria.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And next Tuesday, Joe and Dave and I are
Yes.
celebrity guest
Oh.
bartenders
Just-
at Post 85.
Where is that located?
Just call me Sam Malone.
Where is that located?
River Street.
Okay, well,
Street, Post
know,
85, yeah.
that's right. Yeah, the corner of River and is it Second Avenue where it
Yes.
comes down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the corner there.
All of our tips
now,
are going to the Milk Fund. So
You take a very, very quick look at the cosmopolitan recipe, Joe, because I told my wife that I want to have one of those celebrity bartenders make you a mean
Cosmo.
a Cosmo. So
I got it covered.
So look it up because you might get a request. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't got time to study this.
Now, how does this work? You get a percentage of the tips, or all the tips, or how's
All
it?
the tips.
All of our tips are
Go to the
going
Milk
to the
Fund.
Milk
Great,
Fund.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a new event.
It's a new,
Yeah.
new
Yeah,
event.
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So when I tell
Great.
people call me Sam Malone, they say, "Okay, Coach." They want to call me Coach Bentuso instead. All right, back on Black Friday. I think the town of Rentham was kind of surprised because the 3-hour backups. I don't know if you heard about it on 495
Yeah.
in both directions of people trying to get to the outlets. And I thought the police might have said, "We've moved on from the craziness, and because people buy online and we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it." Next thing you know, boom.
So are you saying that Black Friday is back?
No, I'm not saying it's back. It's just really never went away.
Okay.
And I guess if they weren't expecting it, I guess every year you now have to expect it.
Yeah.
And no matter what's going on technologically, because this was 3 hours.
I think people like shopping in person, going back
Yeah,
to
they
that
do. I
agree.
in-person experience,
Yeah.
which is great for the small shops. But
Yeah.
I stayed away from
Thank you.
any
So do
big
I.
box stores.
I stay away
not-
from any store on Black Friday.
I think they were actually telling people in the cars, turn
Turn around and go home.
because you'll never get there in time. They're gonna close. You'll never be there.
It's just insanity.
Yeah. What about the workers?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully the ones got there before the crowds did.
I
but,
know.
But if you had that afternoon shift, you probably couldn't get there either. I had my one experience similar to that at the Rentham outlets, and it wasn't on Black Friday, but it was around. I think it was after Christmas because something had to be returned, and it was so we did get in, but couldn't find a parking spot. And so it was myself and my wife and my son, who was that young. He was in a car seat in the back seat. And I said, we couldn't find a parking spot. And all she had to do was return a watch. I said, "Okay, you get out of the car,
Return the watch.
go return
Yeah.
the watch. We'll
And
just
you'll
go,
drive around."
we're just going to keep moving up here. Come find us." She did, go back in the car, and we left.
I'm surprised that she
Never
was,
found a parking spot.
I'm surprised that she was able to return the watch so quickly as well.
Right.
I
Well,
thought
there
you were
was-
going
I
to say
think-
there was a long line in there for
There
returns.
wasn't. And
Returns
so-
are on the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Boxing Day.
Yeah, you got it.
Maybe it was the Saturday after the Thanksgiving
Still,
that year, so
it's
I don't know.
still, God.
But yeah, she was able to get in, return, get back to the car. We had moved maybe 100 feet
Yeah.
Oh
back to
my
the car,
goodness.
and then we were able. It took a little while, but then we just, okay, how do we get out of here? Because now we don't need a parking spot. We just want to
Yep.
leave.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't deal with that crowd anymore. I have
it's
no
nuts.
desire to, and I have made a commitment to shop small. I did this probably about 20 years ago. I started doing that.
Great.
Just shop small for Christmas, unless I absolutely have to, and I can't find it anywhere else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll take a break here in the Coffee and program, and more is coming your way. It's time for a look at the weather forecast, which is being sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Gradual clearing and sunshine eventually today with a high near 50 degrees and a breeze in the west to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 28. Tuesday's weather mostly sunny and 37. Wednesday, sunshine and 37 again. Thursday, sunny and 45. Friday, a slight chance of some rain in the afternoon, partly sunny and a high of 53. Rain's coming on Friday night, but Saturday, only a 30% chance of rain now in the forecast, mostly sunny with a high of 48. Sunday, mostly sunny and 43.
Thanks, Dave. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies with 44 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, and MLS number 465956.
At the turn of this century, 27% of people who passed away were cremated. By the year 2020, that figure rose to 56%. The Cremation Association of America projects that by the year 2040, 4 out of 5 Americans will choose cremation over a casket burial. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center of Woonsocket can answer your questions about the cremation process. Go online to providencecremation.com. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center on Spring Street, Woonsocket. Let them create the perfect service for your loved one. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
Hello, this is Manny Brando. I hope you will listen to us each Sunday morning at 8:30. I will sing your favorite songs, and my wife Virginia will organize everything.
That's right, Manny. It's the Manny and Virginia Show every Sunday morning at 8:30 on ON, AM, and FM radio.
Here's Coffee Ann on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan with Romeo Berthium and Melissa Murray. And one of those 3 people shot up in Burlington, Vermont was a student at Brown University. Their two are in stable condition. One's a little worse off than the other, so I don't know which one is worse off if the Brown University student was one of the ones that was worse off. But they were shot up in near Burlington, Vermont, and they were just approached by a man with a gun who just never said anything to him. You look Palestinian to me, so bang, 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 bang.
Oh, that's sad.
That person's been arrested, or a
crime.
person has been arrested
Sure.
in that crime. So, yeah.
You know, we're already so divided politically in this country, and now this war has really
Not helping.
further divided us, and people are so hateful right now. It's
They are.
distressing and concerning because I've seen a lot of when I'm on Instagram or social media, I see a lot of videos from both sides. I see, and all I see is children dying on both sides.
Yeah.
And
They just had a protest out in Providence on
it's
Friday.
really, really, really heart-wrenching. Now that we have social media and now that cameras are in our phones and everywhere, you really see the effects of war that, people didn't really have to think about before. They're like, oh, our side. And, but, you see the actual effects of war and its effects, especially little children. And I just, sometimes I just break down in tears. I can't, it's too much. But I think in a way we need to see that because we need to know, like this is what happens when
there's issues with the releasing of the hostages.
Yeah, well,
And-
not surprising.
I don't understand. Just let them all go.
It's leverage,
There's 3
right?
for 1,
it's,
so
it's right. It's leverage.
Both sides.
yeah, both
Yeah.
say that we have an issue with whoever you're letting go. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is. just let them all go.
That would be the right thing to do,
They're not
right?
They're not the soldiers.
They're
No,
not-
women and children, and
yeah.
you know, not that women's lives are any more valuable, but you know, like
well, of course they are.
there's no,
I always say that when you're sitting next
but-
to me, Melissa.
but you know, kids that have been held for years,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they're still children, and they've been held for years. They never get that childhood back, and for what? You know,
Leverage.
Yeah.
Really.
for
basically.
what?
exactly
For
what it
what?
is.
Oh, I don't
just don't. I don't get it.
We did get a note that was called in, by the way, on a different subject. It's official. The Oakland A's are moving to Las Vegas. I guess they voted on it.
We talked about that.
And too bad for a long-time organization in Oakland. That is true. They had a lot of great baseball, a lot of great baseball players in Oakland.
Sure.
Way back when, but something's happening to Oakland, California, and not in a good way, and they've just lost everything. So something bad is happening there, and be lucky we're not there. Raiders went to Vegas. Now the A's are going to Vegas. Vegas is the place to be.
So does I have a dumb question?
Yeah.
So Vegas does not have a team?
They never had a professional, not a Major League Baseball team. They
Okay,
had a minor league
okay.
baseball
I didn't.
team.
I wouldn't know. I'd be the
always-
last person to know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I always wondered what took so long. Because I first went to Vegas back in the early 90s, about 30 years ago. And it was growing. It was a big city even
Yeah.
then and growing, you know, by
Well, back then,
thousands every
Lots of room to grow.
Yeah.
the NFL,
Yeah, yeah.
Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
and the others, we don't want to be there because there's gambling there, and things are they're going to affect the game, and blah blah blah. And that was always the rule.
Yeah.
Well, now those sporting entities have embraced the gambling,
That's
not
true.
Yeah.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
but they've embraced gambling. So now it's
Yep. Online game.
now
yep.
we can be there
Yep.
because we want you betting.
Yeah.
On Major
It's
League
definitely been a
Baseball.
shift.
And we want you betting on NFL games.
Go figure. Huh?
It's a real cultural shift.
Have
It
things
is.
changed
Yeah.
or what?
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
now
that,
we're all for it.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
And you say bad things are happening in Oakland. What, like what? The you know, the
Well,
population,
crime is
yeah.
high, and
Yeah.
it's so bad that people don't go downtown to go to the games, and so there's just a lot of empty seats
Okay.
at the baseball games and the football games.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that we can't have this. We're losing money.
Yep. Oh,
So
yeah.
it's time to go someplace else, and they won't have those issues. Probably won't in Vegas, and they're building a new baseball stadium for them.
What will the team be called?
Well, look at the Raiders. They just became the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, they usually don't change the name.
I see them just being the Las Vegas A's Athletics.
Yep.
So there you go.
Okay. We'll see.
And we'll see. Maybe they want to be a little different than the Raiders, but the Raiders were okay with it. So
Yeah.
all right, and it's going to take a while for them to build the stadium. So I think the A's are going to play all their games on the road at least next year.
You mean-
unless they play in the minor league stadium, which is also another possibility.
Okay. Now, why won't they play in their stadium?
It's not going to be ready.
No. How about the one in Oakland?
They're building a new baseball stadium.
Okay.
They're not going to play where the Raiders play. They're
I
getting their
gotcha.
own
All right.
thing.
Okay.
But it won't be ready for this coming spring. So
Wow. That's
takes-
where Reggie
takes-
Smith played, right?
Reggie played for the Red Sox.
No, but wasn't there a Reggie Jackson?
Reggie Jackson
Got
played
the
for
wrong guy.
A's.
Thank
Wrong
you.
Reggie.
I was just testing your
Baseball
memory.
knowledge.
Yeah, I
Mm.
know. I know you're a football guy, but
I
you
like
know,
baseball,
You know your
too.
baseball as well.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
There was a 2-alarm fire in Lincoln last night.
No way.
Not a good time
Where?
for fires. Smithfield Avenue.
I know what that is.
Crews were called there. Two families who lived on the first and second floors all got out safely,
Thank
but
God.
they're displaced. So
Yeah.
it looks like the building's gone.
Not a good time to be displaced either.
Nope. When the
Housing's
fire
real
crews
tight.
got there, smoke coming out of the second floor. They found fire damage on the ceiling of the first floor. We're still waiting on the cause of the fire.
But it's that time of year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, things happen in the walls. You know, electrical stuff happens and like that. So
Yep. Space heaters and people leaving stuff on the stove or maybe leaving
Mm-hmm.
the oven on to, you know,
Or
warm.
fireplace,
Yep. Or the
ember, or-
fireplace.
yep.
Yeah. Just be super careful.
Or
you
they
ever,
don't- they don't-
what's that?
I'm sorry.
Candles.
Yeah. Listen,
Anything.
They don't have their heating system serviced, and once they fire it up, sometimes it explodes. You never
Yeah.
know. There are
Yeah.
things that happen out there.
You ever dodge a bullet where you've done something, in your home and said that could have caused a fire.
Yep.
And
Oh, sure.
Many times.
So have I.
Yep.
And I left a candle burning on the stove. And got up the next morning. It was still burning, and everything was
Yes,
fine. I'm like,
I've done that.
Oh, I can't believe I left it going.
Right. Never leave a candle unattended. It says it
yeah.
on every single candle.
And I left it unattended for about 6 hours.
I
like, wow.
did that now that I don't have a shop anymore. I did that in my shop.
Wow, really?
Yes. Don't tell my insurance company.
Well, not now, because nothing
No,
happened.
I mean,
so.
nothing happened, and I don't have the shop anymore. But yes, came in. I'm like, wow, the candle's really strong. Left it burning
I
overnight.
left it burning. That's why.
That happens. Luckily.
Shooting,
Yes.
shooting in Pawtucket over the weekend happened on Friday morning. They got a call around. The police got a call around 7:40 in the area of 600 Moshassuck Valley Industrial Highway. I'm not sure where that one
Mashashik.
is.
Would that be Mashashik?
Maybe it's that Moshassuck.
That is
Okay.
the Mashashik River. in
Okay.
Providence, right?
38-year-old man said he was shot. This is how you know you're tough. When you get shot and you get in your own car, you drive yourself to the hospital.
Yikes.
And that's what he did. He was shot. Maybe he was already in his car. But he drove himself to the hospital, walks into the ER. Help.
I've been shot.
I've been shot. So the stretch of the highway was blocked off for a time, while police gathered evidence, including at least one bullet casing that they did find. So that continues to be investigated as well. So
So are we just getting immune to all of this gun violence? I know we talk about it all the
Yeah.
time
Well,
because
but
every day
not-
there's something.
not
right?
only that, but there was this wasn't a shooting, but there was a stabbing in Westerly, where allegedly the husband stabbed the pregnant wife.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Don't know why. They don't give you the whys just yet, but that's what.
so the number one killer of pregnant women
Is
is
spouses?
their spouses or boyfriends.
Wow.
That's a real
That's a fact,
statistic.
yeah.
It's a fact. Number one. Yep. Number one killer of pregnant women is
But don't they realize
partner.
if and when they get caught, you're now up on 2 murder charges, or 3.
Yep.
It
I
could
don't
be
think
twins,
people are
you know?
thinking about that.
I guess not. Not
They're
only have you
not,
killed
they're
your
not.
wife, you've killed the child. And,
Right.
That's another murder right there.
Or even if she doesn't die, attempted murder is a pretty serious charge.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why do you think that is, Melissa?
Is it a financial thing? Is it?
I don't
She's
know.
no longer appealing to him?
That's just-
Now that you
no,
got her
I
pregnant,
think it's,
is that
you
what
know,
it is? No, but what is it? Seriously.
financial stress. I don't know. I think it's, you know, unfortunately, just
Alcohol, drugs.
violence against pregnant
Yeah.
Well,
women
that
is,
could always be.
just prevalent. It's
Wow.
a shocking statistic,
It is, yeah.
but it's been that way for quite some time
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
All right.
Sad.
It's sad. It's sad that it's their own
Yeah.
significant other that's doing
And
the
they're
majority of it.
And if they're pregnant, obviously their future children.
A note that was called in back to the Oakland A's. They're going to play out their lease in Oakland next season in 2024 while their new place is being
Okay.
built. So watch the lack of people showing up there.
Oh boy. Well, you know, for old time's sake, maybe.
Well, there will be that, but what it ends up turning into is, let's see, if there are any Boston Red Sox fans that are in the Oakland, San Francisco area, they'll be there. They'll go to the games, and then it
Yeah.
turns into a home game. Same thing with all the other teams.
Or can you
Yankees,
say
Orioles.
Port Sox? Can you say McCoy Stadium the last year? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And everything.
There was a distinct
happened.
lack of crowd at
Oh,
McCoy
yeah.
on their last
Sure,
season.
of course.
Of course, it wasn't supposed to be their last season. They were supposed to have one more season. And we were going to see what the attendance was going to be like then. But then COVID happened and the whole thing was canceled.
Yep.
So
And what will they do with the stadium?
at
Does
Pawtucket,
anybody else? No, in
Oakland?
Oh, in Oakland?
Does anybody else use it?
well, no, because there's no more. They don't have any other professional teams. Football
Right,
and
so-
baseball used to play there, and now that'll just be empty.
It'll become a shelter for the homeless.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm sure that's
or migrants.
I'm sure that's a problem. That's a
I'm
major
sure it
problem.
is.
I'm sure it is
in
there,
most
too.
major
Everywhere,
cities,
yeah.
not necessarily Oakland, but could be
All
one
right.
of the reasons they're leaving.
We are going to take another break here in the Coffee AM program. More coming up, so we ask you to please don't go anywhere. 766-1240, comments or questions.
Due to higher prices for food, gas for the car, and utilities, the bills piled up, and I got worried. For years, the Good Neighbor Energy Fund has responded by providing energy assistance to local households.
Thanks to the fund, my family is getting through this tough time.
If your household is having trouble paying the heating bills, please contact a CAP agency, call United Way 211, or visit Rhode-IslandGoodNeighbor.org. Ad sponsored by the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Introducing Bowling for Milk. Join your friends and neighbors at Walnut Hill Bowling Lanes on Sunday, December 10th from 2 to 5 p.m. for strikes, spares, and maybe a few gutter balls, but plenty of fun at Bowling for Milk. Just $25 gets you 2 strings of bowling and shoe rental, and the Milk Fund gets half. To add to the fun, we'll have a mini auction for just those in attendance, including an item donated by the New England Patriots. And ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer will be on hand to spin the tunes and sign autographs. The Patriots don't play that week, so join us for Bowling for Milk, Sunday afternoon, December 10th from 2 to 5 p.m. at Walnut Hill Bowl on Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket. It's a party to help the Milk Fund.
ON Radio. You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Welcome back to Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray, Romeo Berthium, and the trials and tribulations of if you were living in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Oh.
This is the stuff they're dealing with, okay?
Okay.
Their selectmen, their town council or city council, whichever you want to put on it.
City, yeah.
They're considering we need to have a ban on gasoline-powered leaf blowers.
Oh, this again.
Because they're so loud.
Yeah, it's all about noise more than about pollution. I think.
An ordinance that would ban the residential use of gas-powered leaf blowers, but it doesn't start until March of 2025. And who's going to remember?
Oh, they will.
And this goes into effect 2.5 years
So,
from now.
so this has been passed?
No,
This
they're
one?
considering it.
They're considering it.
It's been proposed. The ban would take effect for commercial and municipal use of gas-powered leaf blowers 2 years later. So in 2025, the residents can't use it. But if you're a business, you can still use it until 2027. You following all this?
I am.
All right. The Cambridge License Commission will hear from residents and businesses on the proposal at a meeting tonight to see if it flies.
I can see why they would give the businesses more time, because it is their livelihood, and give them time to transform everything into
Don't they have
electric.
stuff else to worry about?
Well,
There was a proposed law in Rhode Island last year. It was a proposed bill.
Gas-powered leaf blowers?
Yes.
Well, did you say Cambridge?
This was Cambridge,
That
Mass.
answers the question right there. Harvard and MIT neighbors.
Too loud for the kids?
Probably, but I think it's got a lot to do with, like you said, noise. But it's not only noise.
Sure.
It's,
And to, I think, I'm not certain, but the senator that put it in, the proposed bill in, lives on the east side of Providence, and it probably was proposed by a constituent. But of course, then the most people that reached out to me were my constituents in North Smithfield that said, "How am I supposed to clean my yard without?" Right. So
They want you to go run down to, I can only think of Home Depot or Lowe's, and buy an electric one.
or they want you to get an old-fashioned rake.
Old-fashioned rake.
Old-fashioned broom.
So how long does the electric one last? I don't know.
As long as the extension
But no,
cord will
the bill
last.
the bill didn't go anywhere, and the
didn't,
argument
okay.
was
Or
like,
the
okay,
batteries.
if it really should be a local thing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
So
yeah,
at least
municipality.
right.
Don't make
So
it a
at least
state
the
law.
municipality is dealing with it on a municipal level and not trying to
Yeah.
implement it for the rest of the state, because I'm
Right.
sure the folks out in Western Mass
Sure.
would not
Would-
appreciate that very much.
Weston, Westin.
Did I say that?
Western.
You said Western, but but maybe a pun on that word, because I hear Weston is the most prosperous community in Massachusetts.
That's
Oh, okay.
Weston.
Oh,
Is
T-O-N.
West.
I thought you were
Western Mass, yes.
correcting.
I thought it was T-I-N. You're
TIN
right.
is the hotels.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind. But you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
I thought you were correcting my diction, and
and-
I was like, oh no, did I say
right? That's a
Weston?
teacher, and I can't help it. But I
Yes,
didn't teach it.
Western
no,
Mass.
No, but
Western.
actually,
Dover, Mass.
but I can't spell.
Money, 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 money.
Yeah, well, that's where the customers are for the the leaf blowers, the people that live
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, of
suburbs.
course.
But
All right.
yeah, they never. Those things never existed when I was growing up. I grew up in my father had a landscaping business.
It was rakes.
And boy, we knew what rakes and brooms looked like. It's really changed a lot.
And blisters on your hands.
Oh,
right?
yes.
my God.
Oh, yes.
But
Wear
you know,
gloves.
I'm not against them, but I think some of them are awfully loud. Isn't there something they could do about that? Maybe get better mufflers, or I'm just wondering.
Maybe you can't make one small enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say I have been on the receiving end of being woken up at like 6:30 in the
Well,
morning.
that's too young. They
on a
should start around
Sunday or a
8.
Saturday.
They should start around 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you do if, right?
No, I would say 9. You know what?
I think
call
9,
counts.
right?
Because-
Don't call
yeah.
before 9 and don't
Yeah.
use your
After
gas-powered equipment before 9.
After coffee in.
After coffee,
They
yeah.
would miss the program. They wouldn't hear it.
That's the rule.
All right.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever been down to Florida to Universal Studios, the amusement park?
I have.
There, Florida. Have you been down there?
No.
Okay. I have been there as well. Now, Romeo, have you gone on the roller coaster there called Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket?
I believe I have.
I have too.
Yep.
Most uncomfortable roller coaster I've ever
Yeah.
been on.
I love
not
the
because of the roller coaster. It's basically because of my size,
Yeah.
and then it's embarrassing when two people got to come over and shove the bar down into you so it locks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god.
Hold it
So I'm in
in.
it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm riding this once. I go,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Riding it
I'm
once.
way too uncomfortable being in this thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, over the weekend, the rockets, the roller coaster just stopped in mid ride.
Oh,
I
gosh.
said, if that was me, I would. I'm uncomfortable to begin with, and now I'm stuck
So what do
on
they
this
do?
thing. Well, that's when you call the fire officials. You have to call the fire department, and they have to come down. Crews were called into the theme park. This happened last Thursday night. It just came to a sudden and unexpected stop, leaving riders stuck in a vertical position, 167 feet high.
Oh, my.
So that's how the ride starts.
Gosh.
You leave the train, the house,
I remember right,
and
yeah.
you go straight, and then you go straight up as the chain is pulling you up. So it looks like, and then it goes over and down and all the way around,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And so it looks like it got stuck before it went over the hump there. And so one person on the ground said the riders remained stuck that way for about an hour.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, and and the cause of the malfunction is under investigation. It doesn't say what time of day, and so if you're stuck on there in the middle of the day with the sun beating on you and no sunscreen,
boy.
you're going to start sweating.
So it's outdoors.
It is outdoors.
And
Yeah,
a lot
there's
of
a
people-
little part that's indoors, but most of it is out.
And, it's
And
just
how
that you-
high up? 160?
167 feet.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
No,
Yeah.
but people.
way.
There are people like you, Joe. I'll do this once. I'll try it once.
Yeah.
I bet you there were others that did the same thing that day.
That was their
and
once.
They said, "This is what happens." Are you kidding?
Yeah,
This
I'm
is-
never doing this
right.
again, kind of thing, so.
It can be very nerve wracking,
Mhm.
but most of the time, thank God, all's well that ends well.
No one got hurt.
Yeah.
And they got them down.
And I hope they gave them some pre-admission tickets.
Well, that would be
But,
up to Universal.
Yeah.
But you should. Your son's a firefighter, right?
Yep.
You should ask him. Are they trained in mass? Well, in Boston, really, for amusement park rescues.
I wonder if
they
they
have
use-
to be down
They
there.
use a bucket to get
Yeah,
them. or-
could you get a bucket
How-
up that high? Like you have to use a
Maybe
ladder?
you could, but
A
how do
crane.
you
Maybe a
get
crane.
them out of the seat you're in?
Yeah.
How do we unlock this bar to get
Over because
people
there's
out?
one person on each side, right? So
Yeah,
when you
it's
unlock
a
the bar, the
two-person-
two
Two
people
people
are
can
going to.
get out.
It's not individual, right?
No,
It's
not
one bar
this one.
for
It's
the-
one big bar for both of you.
I would think they would
Oh,
focus
boy.
on trying to get the thing down before they try to get people out first.
I wonder why.
That could go wrong.
Well, to try
Yeah.
to get the thing to move, the car.
Take
I will
ask
him
your son on
a
that.
homework question for next time.
Because not
Yeah.
that there's a lot
Yeah.
of amusement parks
Yeah.
in this area, but you never know. They might get called up to New Hampshire and
Oh.
come help us at Canopy Lake Park because there's an issue.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Or, I mean, it's a long drive to get out to Springfield,
Yeah.
where Six Flags is. But I just wonder if they get trained on how
Well-
do we get people off of amusement park rides.
They do all sorts of stuff, all sorts of rescue stuff. So that could be. That's a good question. I'll ask them.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't do roller coasters.
Ah.
I never was a big roller
Did you
coaster.
merry-go-rounds?
I'll do merry-go-round.
Those are so boring. They just go around.
Yeah, it's dull.
Yeah, I'll go.
Well, the
with
horse
that.
goes
Coasters
up
are
and
like
down.
life in
Yeah.
general. Ups, it has its
Yeah,
ups,
that's
it
fine.
has its
That's
downs.
Well, at Universal, they actually
Yeah.
have with that ride, with a few others, they offer free lockers, small ones.
Right.
glasses, wallets, anything in your pockets have got to go in the locker because it's going to fall out.
Yeah. And so if you have bad vision, like I do, and you're terrified of losing your glasses because they're really expensive, and then you take your glasses off, and then you can't see what's going on, and it's worse.
So it's a catch-22 situation.
It's nope, I don't do it. I'm too old for that.
All right.
And when you get to a certain age and you go on a roller coaster, you realize that after you get off, everything hurts. Why does everything hurt?
Well, it depends on the roller coaster. I agree with that. But I have been on at Disney World. I've been on the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster, where there was a person that got off in front of me. She had to be 85.
Yeah.
I'm like, good for her.
She enjoyed it.
Okay.
She said she said she loved it.
Yep.
So hey, it's good for her.
Yep.
I just want to go on the Music Express again.
So you get sick on that though.
I loved it.
A rare bottle of Scotch whiskey has sold for a record-breaking $2.7 million. This better taste great.
How rare is it?
The 1926
Wow.
Macallan Adami single malt whiskey is one of only 40 that were ever bottled and is described as, quote, the most sought-after whiskey in the world amongst the whiskey drinkers, I guess.
Well, for someone to pay that kind of money, it has to be.
Would you open it?
Well, you wouldn't. That's the
Yeah,
point.
what do you
now.
do with it? Sell
You
it,
don't
say,
even drink it.
Flip it.
You flip it.
Hold
That's
on
right.
to it for 2 or 3
Well,
years.
after an intense bidding war, it sold for nearly $3 million, shattering the previous record for a single malt bottle. So, will they recoup their money if they sell it? I don't know. That's a real gamble.
What a waste of money.
A total waste of money.
What could they do with that
And a
money?
waste of whiskey as well.
Yeah, because they're never gonna drink it.
Yeah.
Because I would say the value of the whiskey will have gone down if you're just selling the empty bottle. It's
sure.
got to be the full bottle.
I remember once when we were in Vegas, we were at one of Emerald Lagasse's restaurants, and we got the wine list. You know, they started at, I don't know, $50.
All right,
Went up to $10,000. So I asked one of the waiters, does anybody ever buy these? Oh, absolutely. The high rollers, says, they don't pay. They're,
Yeah, right.
And I says, and what do they do? He says, well, they sip it. Most of the time it's lousy. We take it in the back room and we drink it. But it's not that good. I said, why would anybody pay $10,000? He says, it's a status to say I did it.
Look at that.
So there are, and that's nothing compared to what you just said. 1 point, how many million? 3 point something million.
2.7?
Yeah, 2.7, almost
2.7
3
7 million.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, to not drink it.
That's
To not drink it.
Yeah.
Well, over the weekend, you'll be happy to know. Well, I'm not about happy, but join the 21st century because you have to now.
That's me.
I went to a.
My kids keep telling me that.
Well, I went to a concert at the DCU Center in Worcester.
Wow.
So you got to buy your tickets through Ticketmaster. There's no other way to do it, and you don't get paper tickets anymore.
Now it's all on the phone.
They
right?
used to. Well, they used to. When they got away from actually giving you the ticket at the box office, they used to just email you the tickets, and you could print it out.
Yeah.
Bring it in and show them to them. Okay, we've gone beyond that. It's all on the phone. It worked, and I got it. Ticketmaster sent me a notice. Okay, here are your tickets. Now put it in your Apple Wallet
right.
on your phone, and then what do I do with it? Well, you just bring it up, and that's what you show to the people at the venue, and then they take your phone and they put it over some kind of scanner, and a big green check mark shows up.
Yeah.
Right.
You're all set.
And the barcode changes. And is because it's specific to you, because otherwise you could take a screenshot of it and send it to somebody else, but that won't work because it actually will change.
Well, what I did was I said I only wanted my ticket on my phone. I said so I'm able to transfer. I'm going to transfer this other. Cause there were 4. I transferred these 2 tickets to my son, and I transferred another to my daughter. But I did one of the transfers late, so it showed up on my phone. So and the guy saw it. He's like, okay, that one worked fine. He goes, okay, scroll to the side. And there was another ticket there. He goes, let's try doing this one. When I tried to do it, because I had transferred it, it came up with an X. It said, no.
Right.
No, that's right. I said, that's because I transferred them. So the next 2 people in line, my son and my daughter, they have those tickets. So they went through, and we all got in fine. But the days, remember the day, speaking of auctions, Romeo, the days when you used to get the real ticket to the show. If you had a real ticket,
no more ticket stubs.
No more ticket stubs. They used to rip them in half.
Yeah.
But then if you didn't go to the show for whatever reason, and you had a full ticket to like Springsteen or something like that, those are real money makers.
Yep.
at auctions
Yeah.
and things like that. Those days are gone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all part of the new culture, as they say, right? New technology. Would that stop people from you know how they
Scalping?
Yeah, they could do that though. If they could transfer to their phones, I guess.
But that would be awful. If that would be awful trusting, that would have to be me not knowing you, Romeo. Me saying, "Hey, I've got a ticket to this show. I'll sell it to you for $50, let's say.
Yeah.
You give me 50, and then now you're going to rely on me transferring the ticket to your phone. Are you going to? I wouldn't trust anybody to
Right.
do that.
Well, you
So-
do it, and then you,
and you don't
check
see.
the phone to see if it's there.
Well, now he's run away, and you with the $50.
Well, you say I'll Venmo you after I get
Oh,
the ticket.
I won't believe that either.
Yeah.
Although someone, we got to go, but someone did try to get scammed because we were there in line waiting to go in, and someone else came up to someone that was working there, and they said, "Hey, do you allow purses inside the building?" And he looked at it and goes, "Of course we do." And so the guy turned around and yelled down to his wife and said, "Yeah, come on up. Yeah, we almost got scammed. Someone down there and around the corner says, oh, they don't allow purses inside. I'll hold it for you out here."
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of thing.
right. No,
I
no,
work
no.
for the DCU Center. We hold
Red
them all here.
flags, red flags.
hold
Red
it
flag on
for
him.
you.
He's like, yeah, they will all hold them here.
Yeah.
He goes, we almost got scammed. They
Oh.
almost fell for it.
What about
Wow.
dodging a bullet?
Yep. He said, nope, purses are fine. We'll check it to make sure there's
Yeah.
nothing in it, but
Yeah.
of illegal substances, of
Yeah,
course.
sure,
But
I'll hold your
we'll-
purse for you, no
isn't
problem.
that unbelievable?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he got anybody.
It
All
must have worked at least once.
I guess. So, all right, that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, there you are. And Romeo Bertham, thanks for coming in.
Well, when I woke up this morning, it was raining, and I was going to say that rainy days and Mondays always get me down. But
Beautiful
look how
now.
beautiful it is
I know,
out
it's
there.
great.
Enjoy the beautiful weather. Can I just say one quick thing?
Yeah.
St. Jude's sent me a check for $1,734. Actually, it's not St. Jude's, it's Navigate, one of our sponsors, for St. Jude. All their workers get together, and every 3 or 4 months they send me a check. And I send it on to St. Jude, and I just want to thank the nice people at Navigate for doing that.
That's
Thank you.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, stay tuned for Leslie Page with At the Library. Food First with Karen Zare and Gary's coming up. We have the Milk Fun Auction, 4 o'clock this afternoon here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Hundreds of people marched